So it's time now to create the texture for the packaging. This is actually one of the very interesting and exciting parts of 3D modeling and texturing and rendering in general, not necessarily particular to Blender. Packaging design is also a task industrial designers can do. It's a really fun topic, to be quite honest, because you can not only design how the product will be housed, but also think about how it is when a person discovers it. And I'm not talking about all these crazy unboxing videos in YouTube. Oh my god, they're so annoying. I'm more talking about, now, is the packaging something somebody throws away? Or is it a packaging where somebody feels, man, this is so well thought out and fun. I'm going to keep this actually. I mean, take a look at the packaging from Apple. People just keep it sometimes because it's just nicely done, thought out. You really feel this attention to detail. Anyway, this shouldn't be a promotion for Apple, but just in general, also for you as students, give you an idea of it's. We not only can design the product, we can also design how the product is packaged, presented, and then think about all the emotional connection that could happen between the consumer, then you buy your owner, and the product. Oh, those were many words. Okay, how do we do this now? So we have our scene set up. The model is textured, so we kind of are ready. We did already one rendering where we put a white background behind. Okay. And I have here a zip file. Download link is in the description with all the images we will need. I took a photo of this packaging. And this is kind of like the view which we will rebuild. So top, left, and right view. I also made a photo of the front, the left, right, and back, just so you can kind of like see how they did it. And this is also for layouting purpose. So there you see there's a lure, the Amazon Alexa, the photo, lower left corner Wi-Fi, lower right corner Bluetooth, at the bottom Harman Kardon. Now, how do we do all that stuff now? Traditionally, um, the packaging design would be done in 2D. So we unfold it, or we make a pattern, and then we make all the renderings and compose it, print it out, put it on a cardboard box, fold it together, and take a look at it. Well, we can do this better, digitally. So how do we do this stuff, the process? We have one rendering already. So this, we need to see how. It's actually now good to take a look at this image. Okay, so we have this down here. I might want to add more white around here. So in this program, it's pretty much in every program, we will go to canvas, wherever this will be, and then we make this wider. To there, to there. Very good. Actually, here, don't scale this proportionally. Zhup. Very good. Okay. And maybe I would like, yeah, the top a little. No, the top looks good. The bottom, yeah, it's all could be a tick adjusted. So all this, move this a little bit up. Maybe I add just a little bit more flash on top. So when I do a canvas change again, this time I want everything to stay more at the bottom. So when I expand it to the top, it just, the background grows up. Okay, let's adjust this. Cool. There we are. So that feels pretty good. I could now, of course, put all the logo images in here and then map this onto my packaging. But what I will show you is we placed these logos three-dimensionally so we can pre-plan the layout in 3D, which is kind of cooler. Okay, so let's export this easily as a PNG, and that is fine. And there we are. And I will make a folder. I will call this, no, actually I put this in textures. Let's keep this simple. And we call this front rendering packaging. Maybe I put packaging in front. Yeah. Okay, cool. Goodie. So that's kind of done. So now we can actually hide all this and go to packaging. All our spelling error. Scene. All our lights are here. So maybe for this I want to have other lines, obviously. So I will call this lighting. Need new glasses. Lighting speaker. And then make a new collection, and I call this lighting packaging. So you see, I'm going to create two different setups at one point. Okay, well, for the moment I do just a very simple point light. Move this up, move this to here. Okay. Front view, camera is fine. Top view, move the camera to here, rotate the camera, and then Control is 0. There's my packaging. Very good. Let's move this one up to here, and then we will use this to bring this down. I will make you one video also about this tilt shifting, and I took a photo of this in real life, and then I can show you how we can correct the perspective distortion and how ridiculous these photos look like. And that then will show you the problem in real life photography if you don't have such a lens, and why here in digital rendering photography we use the tilt shift. Okay, so this pretty much looks okay. I do not want this for the moment to show up in rendering, so I turn all these things off. Huh? So only my packaging can be rendered. So the packaging will need to have some color, and ideally maybe, so what color should we give it? It's actually black makes more sense now, because you can see black it is on top, at the bottom, and then this is just an image that goes onto it. Okay, well, that makes the decision pretty easy. New material, packaging, and again, don't make it black. It needs to be a little bit grayish. There's a sheen onto it, but it's not super glossy. This here is actually black plastic. We can call this handle. Don't really see much of a reflection because there's nothing there. By the way, oh, I don't have the photo here. Shoot. I have one photo. I will supply it. It shows the Harman Kardon logo on the handle. And that's really nicely how it embosses out. Anyway. So the rendering now I would like to be put onto this first front face. So how do we do this? So I could go into edit mode, and let's see what type of edges do I have. It will be easier when for the moment I turn all this stuff off, so I just see the raw geometry. Okay, so there's one face. There it folds around. Okay, let's do a quick double check reference. So it goes still to the top. Okay, and at the bottom then we have that Harman Kardon. Okay, so here Control R. Why? Interesting. Why doesn't it go completely through? Ah, because of this stuff. Nah, it's fine. Okay, Control R. Click, and then we drag this one down. So this is, for example, the black area. So, okay, and then this will be the white area. So this and this and this, that is all going to be for the rendering, the first rendering we did. So new material, new, we'll call this front rendering, of course, minus the H, and assign, cool, and then yup, and you, side rendering. Okay. Now, how do we get this one image in there? We go to UV editor, front rendering. Then we want to open. Didn't I save that image here? Where did it go to? Oh, there it is. Definitely need new glasses. Okay, so there it is. There we are. So this is our front rendering. Select. Yep, these are all the correct images. And then U and unwrap. Now I have to pay close attention. So left, right, and you see, it looks like this is actually rotated. You see these are on top and the bottom. So in the UV editor A, R, and maybe minus 90. Oh, just rotate around yourself. R 90. Yeah. Let's try this. I go to this view you see in the front. I press, so I go to the front view, press U, and then project from view. So why did I do this? You see, this is actually taller. This is more squarish, so the proportion wasn't really correct. Because this is such a flat and simple projection, I just simply go this way, and then S, and simply scale this up till it fits. But we don't really see the speaker on it. Not a big deal, because we just unwrapped this geometry with this image in the background. We haven't really added the material yet. Let's do that. Yep. There we are. Cool. And there it is. That definitely looks stretched, I would say. R minus 90 or positive 90. Interesting. This looks better. Ah. Or is this actually too tight? I don't know. Yeah, this is actually cleaner now. Good. Then we can S and scale this a little bit. If I want to bring this further down, here G and Y. Obviously, I want this to be perfectly centered. I could do a really shitty trick. Control R, click and escape. select all the faces again and see, is this lino really at the center? And actually, wow, it's spot on, it is, wow. Okay, and we can just undo it. So the image is perfectly centered. So you saw I kind of like made this loop cut simply to create kind of like a guideline actually. So that is fine. Let's go to the front view. So this space and this space seems to be very similar. With the bottom a tick less. So GY, very good. Yeah, there we are. Now, for example, Allure and Amazon Alexa, I don't really know how big do I want this stuff to show up in the design. And again, this is why I really like doing these types of projects in 3D modeling before I really finalize it in Illustrator or Affinity, because then I would, if I change something in Illustrator, I would have to export it and then reload it in a 3D program. That's kind of terrible. So we go to image import. Oh, it's not there. That's a new version of Blender. Okay, preferences, add-on, image. Where is it? There. Long. Okay. File import. Thank you. Textures. So we want to start with Amazon Alexa. Actually, here, let's go with the Harman Kardon first. There we are. That's a big one. We scale this down. Zip. Looks like 1/3 of the speaker. Bring this down. Tick forward. Yeah, so how do we change the color, no? Again, that's kind of like the beauty of notes. Tuck. There we are. So we use the alpha of the transparency just to make this thing transparent. This should be, for example, well, it could actually be a high glossy print. So the cardboard is gray, but then the logo is later printed with a very silicone rich ink. So it will actually, there you can see, have a really nice sharp reflection. And when we zoom in, just want to make sure, and this is also so easy because it's a packaging, just get this really tight. That's it. Cool. Now and then we can up and down, scale it as we want. Yeah, okay. It's maybe too tiny. Yeah. And now we see this is actually bigger in my, and here this is too tall. So how do we do this? Easy. We select this. So this loop cut we made, alt click on this edge and drag this down, select this, move this down, go back to rendered, maybe a tick higher. Okay. But then the unwrapping of this got messed up. So let's select it and you unwrap R90 GNY. Okay, cool. So then we can do, for example, the Amazon Alexa thing. There it is. Okay, also good. Yeah, so you see what's happening here? So I want to make sure that this is not by any chance intersecting with the geometry. It doesn't really do it. It's just a shading issue. So how do we do Alexa? Sorry, Allure. I didn't really show you yet how we can add text. So Shift A, text. There we are. Let's go to the text tab here. That's just for the geometry, some left center, right center, really amazing typography features. I'm kidding, of course. But then character spacing, and so we have actually a good set of tools, and we can also load custom fonts if you want to. So you would download the font and then just load it, and then this font would have the shape of it. I will just go and use the standard text here. Sorry, standard font. Allure. Yep, but it's uppercase. Nope. There we are. So tab, go out of edit mode. RX minus 90. Okay, positive X. S to scale it down. Then we can say, how do we center it? I'm actually trying to use maybe the grid to figure this out. So 3 and 3. So this still needs to be a little lower. So this looks like it's centered. Can bring it down. Can give this a color. Similar to the Harman Kardon. I make this very reflective, dark. And there now you can see how cool this is and why I said this type of work is actually easier to do 3D than 2D. Let's do quickly Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. There. So just to make this sure, we're exploring the packaging right now. Once, in this case, the design is figured out, I could make screenshots of that and then go into Illustrator, use the screenshot as an underlay, and do then everything there in 2D as a full pattern. Whoa. We have to modify this logo a little bit. What's going on here? This one is terrible. Oh, it has no alpha channel. Okay, I'm going to pause. Okay, so I just downloaded quickly the correct image from the web. I just searched for Wi-Fi logo, transparent background, and there it is. That's the way how it should look. Zoop, zoop, zoop. I will use this a little bit as a maybe helper to position. Okay. Then nope, you stay there. Nope, nope, nope. You go over to there. So I would like the blue be black. How do we do this? We can see. Yeah, so we have this transparency. But you see, the problem is, and this is all black. So this is something we would have to go in Photoshop, select the blue, make a selective color selection, and then make it black. In our case, we keep it this way. But so what else could we do? We could make this a tick bigger. And yeah, so that's actually kind of like all to do for the the front part. And you see, it's actually quite fast and interesting how we then also can move the stickers around, particularly when you find logos that have a transparent background. That's really key to search for this. And then we can scale and shovel, adjust colors, and move stuff around. No, let's say we would like to take a nice screenshot of this, and not a screenshot necessarily, but render this out. Let me show you something. So Shift A, cursor to origin, Shift A, camera, zip, zip, Control 0, and then we go to camera and set this to orthographic. Look, so tiny. And okay, let's move the camera too, but nothing is changing. It's fine because it has a scale. So it doesn't matter where the camera is. Hello, oh no, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is how we create orthographic views. We just set the camera to orthographic. Now, because now we could go to rendering, set the size we need, hit render, and there's now the orthographic rendering of my part. Why do all the textures actually not pop up? Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look at what's going on there. So here is this. So this is all inside lighting. I know why. Bevel and yep. I have to move them all a little bit more forward. Wait, what did I do? This is for, oh, this is lighting. Yeah, here, yeah. So all this, select, move to there. Very good. Thank you. Then let's go back to packaging. Yeah. I will make a new collection and I call this defaults. But this way I can put into packaging. And then here, you go in there. So it's orderly positioned. Rip, get this closer. Oh, got that again. And G and Y in my case. There. Yeah, there we are. Very nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so there's now a rendering done simply via this technique of mapping this rendering onto the front face. The rest of the packaging is black, so we use that material for it, and then logos and all the stuff can be placed as meshes, and we move that around. Now it makes sense. If I take this now and bring this into Illustrator, scale it up to really to the print size, and I can just work a little bit more refined. And yeah, so this is pretty much the process for how to do this. The rendering is a little bit dark. That is also because we don't really have, I think, much light. Wait here, this doesn't really help much or do much. So I just wanted to point this out. Also here, based on the rendering, will, because it's a rendering, it's illuminated by the light, which is why things were a little bit dark. Yeah. Okay, I want to wrap up this video and then we do one last.